Hi, this is Alkemy with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 31st of May. Starting off with the FTSE 100, where I suppose it's told us that sell in May does actually work. It obviously worked this month. We started near the highs of the year towards 7,900, and now we're back below 7,500. If you look closer, we can see that we're now below the 200-day moving average, around 75.30. And while there's no end-of-day close back above that, we have the risk of 73 or even 7,200 at the floor of that falling trend channel, which you can draw from back in December. This stage really only well back above 76.30, the old April support, would actually suggest that this is just a brief bear phase. And those who like the technicals on this sort of situation can see that the four failures at RSI 50 earlier this month were a reasonable predictor of a move to the downside. Interesting, though, that the 50-day line is still rising, so maybe that will drag up this market for the start of June. Moving on to the DAX, and here was generally been a prettier picture than the FTSE, but even here we're back testing support, in this case at the 50-day moving average, around 15,700. Below that, there's the risk of a test of the 15,000 area, which is back where we were in March. But you can see that this market is rather higher in relative terms than the FTSE, given that the FTSE is actually below its 200-day line. The DAX is well above it, so not a great performance there from the FTSE. DAX also RSI below the 50 level for the first time in a couple of months, so we have to watch and see if that will be a forward signal. Otherwise, we've still got support there at the blue 50-day moving average for the German index. On to the Dow, which I shudder to look at, given the way that it's always been the weaker of the three in the recent past. You can see there, though, that so far the 200-day moving average at around 32,700, and the floor of that rising trend channel from back in August has held, but a rising 50-day line as well. So there's still the chance, while we're above the 200-day line there, to head back and try and break that one-year resistance line at 34,000. The RSI is still well below the neutral 50 level. It's at 44, just under 45. And so if you are a cautious trader, you might wait for that to get back above 50 before assuming that this is a dip to buy into. Moving along to Bitcoin, and here we've got a situation where there's sort of hoping that this market will bounce back up. So far, we've bounced off basically a bear trap below the March support area around 26,700. Above that, hoping for a break of the 50-day moving average at 28,200 to take us back to 30,000 plus. Big picture target as high as 34 or 35,000 if we can get a decent break back above the 50-day moving average. Moving along to the stocks. Starting off with Alkemy, which has had a decent fundraise today at £1.40 and good director participation. Interestingly, the 140 level, almost exactly the level of that uptrend line on the daily chart, £1.40, that support line there from July last year. Looking for a break of the 50 and 200-day moving average area around £2 to lead us back to £2.50 by the end of next month, while we hold above £1.40. On to Braveheart, and here stock which was used to be very active a couple of years back, but we'll see if we can resume some of that bullishness. Here we've got a situation where just going to golden cross here, shares have gapped up as well. The view is that at least while we're above 10 pence, looking for a retest of 17 pence at the top of a broadening triangle from this time last year. Another fundraise, in this case it's from Critical Metals, which was a premium fundraise at current price of 25 pence. So well done to them. Looking for a break of that resistance line there from December, around 27 pence on an end of day or a weekly close basis, and that could take us up to the top of the rising trend channel there, as high as 42 pence. But obviously, given how many times we've tested that December line and traded back, we'd want to see that broken convincingly over the next few days, hopefully. On to Challenger Energy, which maybe not a stock for all people, but we do have a gap through the 50 and 200-day moving averages here. Rising trend channel on the daily chart since this time last year, right, based at 0.09 pence. Above that, we're looking for 0.14 as soon as the end of next month. Good to see Drumz get on the front foot in terms of the rebound. We had an unfilled gap to the upside yesterday for the shares of 5 pence. Bullish divergence was the predictor of the move higher, and just waiting to break that line of resistance now from October. That's around 7 pence. If we can do that, then the target, as I suggested yesterday, would be up to 12 or 13 pence. Next situation is one which doesn't get much airtime here. It comes in the form of Grafenia. Here we've got a very strong charting pattern, really up all the way so far this year. Sideways consolidation as well, which is the strongest, and that suggests that we've got a rising trend channel, and the top of the channel currently heading towards the 14 or 15 pence area, hopefully by the end of next month, especially while we're above 9 pence. Signs of recovery at Genedrive. Here you can see that got this rather horrible looking head and shoulders formation, but we bounced off the neckline so far around 17 pence, or maybe 16 pence to be more accurate. And above that, with bullish divergence there, the lower low for May, but higher RSI trace, we're looking for 25 pence over the course of June. On to OPG, and here you can see that we've had a good rebound to end May, unlike the market, let's say, and still the chance of getting up to as high as 11 pence by the end of next month, and maybe much more, hopefully, if we can do that over the next few weeks. Above 11 pence, looking for a far greater target, maybe up to as high as 14 over the next 2 to 3 months, but let's go for 11 first while we're above 8 on OPG. Supply Me Capital has continued to defy the bears. I'm sure when the shares fell back towards or below 0.1 pence, they thought that was it, that was the end of the rally, but the shares have bounced back. Still looking for as high as 0.2 pence while we hold above 0.1 on Supply Me. On to Savannah, which has got one of the strongest stock price charts of many at the moment. Here you can see that we've got the rising trend channel there from the early part of 2021, and top of the channel there heading for 6 pence, hopefully by the end of next month, while we hold above the 50-day moving average around 3.5 pence. Revisiting Wishbone Gold after today's news, sort of co-funding deal. Here you can see that we've gapped up again, so we're still trying to get back towards the 50-day moving average area, in this case around 2.6 pence, hopefully by the end of next month. Finishing off with another stock which had an update today, which managed to leave out of the RNS hot list, but here you can see that we've had an interesting bounce for U Group, basically on the, or just above the 200-day moving average. That suggests that we're ready for a new leg to the upside. That would be triggered by an end-of-day close above that resistance line there from March, and looking for a retest, obviously, of the £8 area, which we had back in March, while we hold above the 550 level, which was support on the way down. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.